Hi, what's up everyone? Welcome to the latest episode of the MRAC Chronicles. For those of you who followed my Instagram, you will notice that I posted something that goes along the line of stay tuned for further announcements. Basically what the announcement is, I will not be able to fish for the next 9 months. 9 months. For those of you who are familiar with, who knows why I cannot fish for the next 9 months, you probably know it. Those who doesn't know, probably should ask why would a man, why would a guy will not be able to fish for next 9 months? It has something to do with some pantang or something like that lah. That's all I can say. But yeah, I will not be able to fish for the next 9 months, so there won't be a lot of videos I can share with you guys, unfortunately. So these past few days I've been like thinking what are the things that I can provide in terms of content to my channel while I'm waiting for these 9 months to pass so that I can start fishing again. One of the things that came up to my mind was I have never done any videos to share with you what are the lures that I use, what are the lures that I have been using throughout my 30 plus over episodes in my fishing channel. So maybe it's about time I share with you what are the lures that actually work for me ever since I started since 13 November until now, so that those of you who are starting to lure for PBs can actually have a starting point on what lures to buy and what lures to work, right? So with that being said, let's move on to the lures that I'm gonna talk about. Basically, I think I'm just gonna touch on one lure per episode. One lure. I will share with you one lure per episode and then tell you the type of lure and how to work it lah. Alright, welcome back. So today's episode, I'm gonna talk about the first lure that I use, which I managed to catch my first PB on. Right, so I'm talking about sometime in 2016, I caught my first PB or first Temi lah. Actually, first fish I got was a Temi. Okay lah, not so big lah, average size lah, maybe around 40 cm. It was Temensis. It was the first PB lah that I got, and I caught it at Upper Seletar Reservoir legal ground. It's not I went there first time and then I caught a fish. No, it is after quite a few sessions lah of ice cream. After a few sessions of ice cream, then somehow I think there was a school of Temis passing by, because before I got that fish there was a young boy, small boy, a small Malay boy. I think he was like maybe primary 3, primary 2. He was fishing with his father. He managed to get a fish, but he didn't know how to land it, so the fish actually came off the hook and then went back to the water. And a few minutes after that, I managed to land that first fish that I ever caught on the 13th of November in 2016. The lure that I used on that particular day was this lure. This is the Wildeye swim shad. The one that I have is the 8 cm and 10 gram size, or 3 inch and a quarter ounce size. There are a few colors. So far the only colors that I managed to land a fish on is something like this, but it has a red tail. The one on that particular day, if I remember correctly, the fish that I got for the first time on artificial lure, it has a red paddle. Yeah, and subsequently many months after that, I managed to get maybe 2 months or so with this. But at that point of time, I think I'm using the white color one, white color with all white with some red stripes, if I'm not mistaken. There are two types of, if you look to purchase this, I think from what I know, there are two types of this Wildeye swim shad, Storm Wildeye swim shad. One has only one hook, but there's another one that comes with a treble at the bottom. Yeah, so I prefer to use the one with a treble at the bottom actually, because I love trebles. Let's take a look at this guy. This is, so how do you work this? There are two ways of okay, sorry, not two ways. What's the good thing about this swim bait? It's considered a swim bait, yeah, soft plastic swim bait. It has a considerable weight, actually. It has a considerable weight, so you can actually cast quite far. And it's, the way to work it is quite simple. It's not rocket science. What I did on that particular day when I landed at Temi was, I was just doing slow retrieve. I just throw the lure as far as I can, and then I retrieve it slowly. And when it's in the water, when you retrieve it slowly, what happens is the tail is gonna swim in the water. So it looks quite, the swim action is quite it's quite realistic. Yep. Of course, you can also work it other ways, like, you know, jerk, and then you go up, and then after that you drop, jerk, drop, jerk, drop. You can do that as well. But for me, when I use this, I just like to use it using the slow retrieve method. Yeah. And like I mentioned, there are two types to this, a variety of sizes as well. One, it comes with just one hook like this, but there's another one that comes with a treble at the bottom. I like to use the one with the treble at the bottom, so that it's kind of like foolproof. But if you're using this lure in a grassy area, this lure will suffice. Don't use the treble, or else you're gonna get hung up on the weeds, right? Yep. So Storm Wildeye swim shad, right? You can use this. I think apart from using this for catching temis, you can actually use this in some of the ponds, because I know some of the pea ponds in over here has a strict regulation of only using one hook. You are not allowed to use treble, so you can also use this, the one without treble, for your local pea ponds. I think it works very well. But let's look at the, sorry for the mess on the table. Let's look at this particular lure again. Close up. Yep. So how do you, this is basically the lure that I'm talking about. It's a Storm Wildeye swim shad. It's this one is 8 cm long, 10 grams, or if you want the American size, 3" and 1/4 ounce in weight. It comes in a package like this. There's 3 of them inside. Yeah, usually there's 3 of them inside. Yeah, ever since that day I always have one in my bag, just in case. You can never know when you need to get when you use this. Right, so how do I tie this on my line? Some people, they like to tie it directly to your leader and then to your main line, but I usually use snap. and then I just snap, and then you can retrieve it. There are pros and cons. People who likes to tie it, and people who likes to use snap. I like to use snap because it provides a degree of freedom when it swims. People who tie it directly because they like it, because it also provides some degree of freedom without that ugly snap in front. So it's up to individual preference. You can use it, tie it to a snap, or you can tie it tie it directly to your leader lah. So yeah, it's quite simple to use. Yeah, as long as when you retrieve it, the tail is swimming, then you're doing the right thing. It's the tail movement that attracts the fish to this lure. Yeah, there are several colors that you can choose from. Depends on what is available at your nearest tackle shop. One of the common colors that you can find is this. This is a fire, sort of like a fire tiger, I think. Let me check what is the. Yeah, correct. This is a fire tiger pattern. Swim Shad fire tiger. There are the colors lah, of course. Like I mentioned just now, so they have the all white with red stripes, and then a semi-transparent one with a red swimming pattern as well. So yeah, both of them, both these colors have landed fishes for me. The Wildeye Swim Shad, something you can consider when you're starting off. Alright, so as mentioned before, from now on I'll be just talking about the lures that I use that has been successful for me. Every lure that has been successful for me has stories behind them, so I like to share it with you, so that if you are a beginner angler, wondering what lure works here, what lure works there, what lures work at Pandan, what lure works at Seletar Reservoir, stay tuned, and then I'll show you what are the lures that has worked for me, the colors and things like that lah. So till then, to the next episode, probably I think I'll be able to post quite. I don't know. I'm not gonna try to promise anything, but I try to post as frequently as possible lah. As a content provider, I always have my subscribers' interest at heart, so I try to provide as much content as frequently as possible as I can, because as you know, I don't do this as a full time. I still have a day job to do, so it's like trying to balance what I can do and what I cannot do. Till then, till the next episode. Yeah, you got anything to say? Shy. Alright, see you guys till the next episode. Peel drag.